Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is for you. Welcome back to another Division 2 video, and I got another banger for you today. This is my Burst God build, but you can use so many different weapons and that build will still work the same. This is a universal build for this GE event, but mainly we are using our M16A2. With that buff of TU20, it became a monster, especially with the combination of this event and of course the setup of the build. Like I said, you can run around with your pistol, shoot people down. You can run around with your marksman rifle, shoot people down. You can run around with your shotgun, shoot people down. This build has everything. As you can see in the background, we're bursting down everybody. Those beautiful green clouds will pop up, and it's so easy to do whatever in the game, even with 4 directives active. But if you want to run around with your pistol, you can put on 5 directives as well and just farm that SHD. This is a must try build, and I would love to know what you think about this in the comments down below. And of course, what are you running around with? But without further ado, let's check out this monster of a build. And man, I didn't see many people getting this combination ready, especially with this Burst God. And this is the monster that you just saw. Yes, this is the only build that you need. You can switch over to your pistol and shoot everybody down. You can burst people down, and I didn't see anybody playing with this gun yet, and it is a lot of fun, especially within this event. Of course, for our specialization, we're going for the sharpshooter specialization to give us a little bit more headshot damage and a little bit more stability for our rifles. And then, of course, going over to our main gun, and that's the M16A2. Everything maxed out, of course, damage your target out of cover on there. It almost has a total damage of 240k, an RPM of 300 and a mag of 50. And that's why this combination is so incredibly good. You can shoot fast and you have a lot of bullets in the mag. And then of course, we're running around with Determined. After killing an enemy with a headshot, the next shot landed on any enemy will be a guaranteed headshot. Then for our secondary weapon, we're using the Scorpio. You can use whatever you want, but I use these whenever we encounter rogues, because with a headshot build like this, especially around this event, it's kinda hard to fight rogues like this, even with your pistol, so I just whip out my Scorpio and take him out. And then for my handgun, I went for the Police 686 Magnum. Again, maxed out, damage your target out of cover on there, and of course I went for Determined again. So if you want to switch over to your pistol, go for it. You can still one-tap everybody. Then over to the build, starting with our mask, of course the Douglas and Harding for that extra 20% headshot damage. This is the Punch Drunk mask. I rolled weapon handling on there and of course maxed out weapon damage. Then jumping over to my backpack, and that is the Gift, the Named Providence backpack. Again, I have headshot damage on there and a headshot damage mod. Critical hit chance on there. Would love to see some weapon handling, but this is good enough as well. And then of course it comes with perfect vigilance. You can also play with a normal Providence backpack with normal vigilance. The only difference is that the buff will be disabled for 4 seconds, and on perfect vigilance it will be 3 seconds. Then jumping over to my chest piece. This is the Chain Killer, the Named Walker and Harris chest, what of course comes with perfect Headhunter, weapon handling and headshot damage on there, and another headshot damage mod. And make sure that your build is always above that 150% headshot damage, so we will cap our damage to 1250 instead of 800. 200. Then jumping over to my holster, and that's the second piece of Petrov. And why? We're not doing it for the LMG damage, of course, but we're doing it for that 15% weapon handling. So again, everything maxed out. I went for headshot damage and weapon handling on there. And then for my second piece of Petrov is, of course, the gloves. The contractor gloves. This will give us an extra 8% damage to armor. Again, headshot damage rolled on there and a maxed out weapon damage to make sure that we have that second Petrov brand set bonus of 15% weapon handling. Then over for the last piece, and those are my knee pads, Fox's sprayers. Of course, the named Overlord with damage to target out of cover on there. Again, headshot damage and maxed out weapon damage. And that's pretty much the whole overview of all my gear pieces. I went for Revive Hive because if you still play solo and you're playing around with directive, because this build can hold directives, even 5 open world directives if you're going to run around with this pistol. And if you're gonna run around with the pistol, I would switch over to your big shield to give you a little bit more survivability. Because we're running around with a rifle, we can still use the normal shield as well. You can go for whatever skill you want. I'm not really using the skills that much, but if you are in trouble, just pop that shield in front of you. You will be behind it with your rifle and then just burst everybody down. Jumping over to the stats real quick. We have 21% crit chance, 67% critical hit damage, but we're all doing it for the headshot damage, and that's 210%. Then of course we have 8% damage to armor, and then another 18% damage to target out of cover from our knees, and of course from our gun, from the pistol, and or for the rifle. And that's pretty much it. Just make sure that you build into headshot damage and weapon handling, and this turns into a freaking beast. I didn't think that this would be so much fun to play around with, especially with that burst, bursting everybody down. But that's pretty much it. Quick and easy video showcasing you my build and what build you should run in this global event. As I said, you can play with whatever gun you like, as long as it's a rifle, marksman rifle, and or a pistol. You could even switch over to a shotgun, for example that Super 90. You need to be close to the enemies and do that headshot just like with the pistols, but it is possible. This build can handle a lot of different weapons, so start making it. Let me know in the comments down below what you like about this build, because this is a little bit different than, of course, the normal hotshot builds that you will see around most of these events. Again, hit me up in the comments down below, but that's pretty much it for me today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much for sticking until the end. If you liked the video or helped you out in any way or form, make sure to like this video. And of course, if you're new here and or you want to be updated about the Division 2, the Division Universe, and the future Division 3, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And I will see you in the next one. PurePrime out.